Toy Story Land is one of my favorite lands in a Disney park because of all the details that go into this park, but with all of the rushing around that you may do while in this area, there may be some details that you miss. So to ensure that you don't, let's talk about all the details you can find in Toy Story Land here today. One of the entrances you can come into Toy Story Land is through Galaxy's Edge, and whenever you hop through, you hop right into the Buzz Lightyear area of the park, so not sure if that was intentional, but it kind of has two space themes, which is neat. But of course the idea whenever you are in this area is that you are hopping into Andy's backyard and able to become one of his toys. And with that, one of my favorite details that they added in here are just all of the toys that you can actually find around the park here. Of course you can see with the sign here, there's a bunch of wooden blocks. There's a yo-yo with the Toy Story logo. But then here, all of the fencing pieces are all K'NEX toys, which I think is a really neat detail that they added there. Since we are the size of a toy, one detail you might miss is Andy's ginormous footprint here as he was walking through his backyard. So that's a cool thing that you can see when you're walking by. Also, this is one of the more decorative restrooms that they have around Disney parks here. I love the little restroom sign they have up there. You can see all of the blocks that kind of make up the restroom there. There's a Tinker Toy set container up there, and then one of those little ants, which is really cool. So I really love the theming that they do in this park. And a lot of the necessary items that they needed to add into the parks here, they've incorporated into the toys, so to speak. So you can see some of the lights that come on in the evening, they've actually added into this Tinker Toy set up here. There are 3 rides that you can find here in Toy Story Land. One is Alien Swirling Saucers, which is a perfect ride for kids. It's not super long at all, and usually the wait time isn't crazy long, so that may be one that you want to check out whenever you're here. Also, you can see Buzz Lightyear here, which is a great photo opportunity. This is Alien Swirling Saucers. Cute little ride. I love all of the little aliens and the carts. So this is a nice little ride that you can do at Toy Story Land. But this is neat too, just a little detail. Look at how the sign is like taped on. So this is just to show the exit of the ride, but it's taped on to this little pole here, which is fun. One of my favorite things to do is definitely just see how many toys that I can like point out in this land, which is kind of fun to do this video just to point out all the toys that there are. So here's another thing that I found. Look at all of the dominoes that they have here. Those are really fun to see. But one of the places that has the most details that I absolutely love is Woody's Lunchbox here. This is a quick service restaurant in Toy Story Land. Here is the menu here. You can see it's just written on a little piece of paper, but let me show you some of my favorite details. There is so much just right here where you actually get your food. You can see this little Woody's Roundup container here. There's a mug, and then up here, there's like a piece of gum that keeps everything together. It looks like it's in this little briefcase thing, but the menu here is actually written on a juice box, which is really fun. There's a little cracker here over to the left, and then there is a Baby Bell cheese, which we'll see more of later, and then the little cash register things are little snack containers. Like, look how cute that is. There are toy soldiers all over this area of the park, and you can see a little one holding a cracker, but also one that I just noticed today was this tower that the toy soldiers have made. Look how fun that is. They're all made of K'NEX. There's some wooden blocks up there, and there are some Christmas lights that are strung all around the park here, which are really fun. In the evening time, they light up, which adds just a little bit more to the atmosphere of the area of the park. This is an outdoor quick service stop, which can get hot in the middle of the day, but one of my favorite parts is that the seats here are actually Baby Bell cheeses. Look how fun those are. And then just the little umbrellas here are like little cardboard pieces that were wrapped around and taped. There's just so many details. I absolutely love it. I'm just noticing this now here too, but look at this like carrot stick and this celery stick that is here. It looks like it's actually in a lunchbox, which is what I am just noticing now, which is absolutely perfect because it's known as Woody's Lunchbox. So that is just such a great detail that they added. Here's another look at the sign for Woody's Lunchbox. You can see that it looks like it was like ripped off of a piece of paper and just kind of drawn on, and then it's on like this little stick or some piece of a toy, which is really fun. Another fun photo spot is definitely the Pixar ball here that is in Toy Story Land. This is a place where you can buy some souvenirs and toys from Toy Story Land, but look, The actual cart is actually the Play Family Camper from Fisher-Price. Look how they incorporated that. It's perfect. It almost looks like the toy soldiers are helping to string up the Christmas lights here around the park. Another very popular attraction, not only here in Toy Story Land, but in Hollywood Studios as general, is called Slinky Dog Dash. Look at the features they've incorporated here, though. The standby entrance sign looks like almost the back of his collar. And then the lightning lane sign looks like just a little watch that doesn't have the straps to it. I do absolutely love, too, how they made almost the little height guide to see if you're tall enough to ride the ride. They made it out of a Candyland piece, which is just so fun. There's some Lincoln logs here that show you where you can keep your stroller when riding the ride. Also, the queue here for Slinky Dog Dash also has a lot of other hidden details and toys here inside of the actual line. So I think Slinky Dog Dash is actually a toy that Andy plays with here in the park, and the different features inside of the line are just different pieces of the toy which make up the ride, which is really fun to see whenever you are standing in this long line, because it does tend to be very long. I love how all of the structures are almost made up of all of the boxes for all of the toys. I think that really makes you feel like you are a part of the story and that you are a part of the toys in a sense. And I think it's just really fun how they were able to make the buildings just out of the box features. Also, the scanners for the lightning lane are also little toy pieces. Look at the light fixtures here. They are little Kinects. How perfect is that? Here's another large Andy's footprint. They are all over the park. The final ride that you can find in Toy Story Land, this is Toy Story Mania. You can see this is actually the box of the toy, which is really fun. It's a great photo op. You can see a lot of the characters. They used to do a meet and greet out in front. But also look at the side of the entrance here. You can see it almost looks like cardboard, which is very fun. That's a very nice detail. Here's the entrance to the ride here, Toy Story Mania. Very fun ride for the family, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop inside of the line here. I'm not gonna ride it, but there are a lot of details just in the line. Here's a fun water fountain made up of dominoes in a wooden block with a W, coincidentally. Here's an extended part of the queue. You can see little chalk pieces here. There are some Crayola chalk, which probably those chalk pieces came from that box. There are toy pieces. See little Bo Peep here. Some other little wooden blocks around, and then this pencil is holding up the canopy. Here's the first room in Toy Story Mania. You can see some monkeys here. There's a crayon, lots of wood blocks. I love the walls here inside of the first room. See little Peter Pan, and then up here in the corner, you can also see a hidden Mickey in the clouds. Here looks to be some Candyland cards, and on the inside here, it's like you are actually in the board game. Look, there's the board game on the ceiling there. And then there are some game pieces that are cut out. And one neat detail is that some of the cutouts that you can find here all through the line actually come from this big board here. Hard to see, but here is an Etch-a-Sketch. You can see there's a little hawk guy and a little beaver. And then if you come over to the right here where we were talking about before, this Critter Pop-Out Target poster board, all of the critters come from this pop-out. So you should be able to find each of these critters somewhere in the queue, which is really fun to kind of look at those while you're waiting in line. Here's a little deer. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's the buck. The ceiling in here too is also a Monopoly board. And you can actually find some Monopoly money all around. Different cards from the game. A wooden airplane, some game pieces here, and also some cards that hold up some of the game pieces. There's some barrel of monkeys. We've got another game board here as the roof, and then as the divider from the standby line and the lightning lane, you can just see some cards from Woody's Roundup card game. Here are some other pop-outs, and this is actually a game that is in the ride here, one of the Target games. But we'll go ahead and we're going to also see Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head is also another fun way to kind of pass the time in line. He interacts with you, and it's just really fun. You can see also some Crayola markers here. I also am pretty obsessed and crazy about the Easter eggs that you can find in the Disney parks. And on this Rex board game or kind of poster here, you see this little Owl's Toy Barn sticker, $11.22, and it says it's $19.95. That actually is the date that the first Toy Story movie came out. So that's November 22nd of 1995. I saw that sticker before and I looked it up, and it was actually the date of the first movie coming out. I knew it had some significance, but that's what it is. Also in the center of the ride here, you can see Rex up on some Jenga blocks. And then there's a bunch of wooden blocks all around and these little flags here, which I think are a part of the Slinky Dog Dash gate. This is funny, a pencil is holding the Christmas lights and it looks like it was almost like smashed into the ground here. This is also another place you can usually get Toy Story souvenirs. It looks like it's closed up now, but it's like a little truck. Soon there's also going to be a new restaurant here in the park. It isn't officially open yet, but I think it's called Jesse's Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, so hopefully that will open soon. But even with that, you can see a lot of the details that are in it. Looks like we've got some more cutouts. The chairs are really fun. We've got Zurg there in the background. So this will be a really interesting restaurant when it comes. Well, now can you see why Toy Story Land is one of my favorite lands in a Disney park? There are so many details that you can see, and I definitely probably missed out on some. So next time you're visiting Toy Story Land, definitely keep an eye out and see if you see any of these for yourself. But Toy Story Land is not the only park that has Easter eggs or hidden details. If you are interested in seeing some at Magic Kingdom, you can check out this video here, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.